There are so many things you can do in Tokyo that will cost you money, but in today's video, I'm gonna share with you 5 things that you can do almost absolutely free in Tokyo. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I went to Japan for the very first time last year and I probably spent about a year on and off doing my research for that trip. I scoured every single corner of the internet, making sure that I know everything and anything that I need to know as someone who is going to Japan for the very first time. Make sure to subscribe and watch my videos on how I plan my trip to Japan to save you some time. One of the things that you can do for free in Tokyo is going to the vintage arcade games alleyway inside the Odaiba Shopping Street. You probably will spend half a day in Odaiba because Team Labs is in there, as well as Small Worlds Museum, and there's also a couple other malls that might be interesting to you, especially if you are around my age. Maybe you are a little bit older, you grew up in the early 90s, maybe 80s, maybe even late 70s. You probably are familiar with some of these vintage arcade games and vintage characters that you probably grew up with. So if you want to feel a little bit nostalgic and just kind of looking back into your childhood and having fun, make sure to check it out. There are also a few of those old school snack and candy stores that they try to replicate inside this alleyway. So if you are into eating some snacks and candies that are old school that you probably have not seen around anymore, you can probably find it in this alleyway. Hi friends, Sarah's here and I'm so sorry to interrupt today's video, but I just want to come on here really quickly to announce that I have a new freebie that you can download today. I have been sharing a lot of my recommendations and tips on how to go about planning your very first trip to Japan, and I created a very simple 12-day Japan itinerary that was inspired from my own trip to Japan. If you want to go check it out, the link will be down in the description box below. And now let's get back to the video. The next thing that I feel like you can do for free, for absolutely free if you want to, is to go in and out of the shops at Akihabara. If you love to check out anime merchandise and figurines, this is the place to be. There are so many stores that have 4 to maybe 12 floors. You can go in there, go in and out, up and down. There are just so many things to discover. I also want to let you know that if you are sensitive to sound and lights, be aware that throughout Akihabara, every single stores, like every single building has a giant screen outside playing, I think, advertisements or some type of commercials for their store, and it is super bright and super loud. There is an alternative. If you are going to Osaka, go check out Denden Town. It's pretty similar to Akihabara, but without all of the loud screen and loud noises. Next 3 things that you can do, especially if you are into Pokemon, is to geek out on all of the Pokemon stores and merchandise inside Sunshine City. There are so many other Pokemon centers throughout Tokyo that are probably much bigger and much more crowded, but the second level, I believe, in Sunshine City is kind of like dedicated to Pokemon lovers because there are figurines of the original Pokemons you can take a picture at or just kind of look at, I guess. We did definitely take a few pictures, and I feel like if you have little kids that are really into Pokemon right now because they are so big, they would definitely love this area. There's also the biggest gachapon store, I think, probably in Tokyo or maybe in Japan. I'm not sure what the stat is, but I think we spent at least 4 hours kind of going through all of the gachapon machines, trying to see what type of gacha that I want to get. Make sure you bring some cash because you can only use cash or like coins to get stuff from the gachapon machines. But oh my gosh, that is the biggest gachapon stores ever. Some of these areas that I'm gonna be mentioning is probably free initially, but as you spend longer time there, you eventually will probably buy something. Before moving on to the next thing in the video, I just want to interrupt this video really quickly just to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I think 98% of you who are watching my video is not a subscriber, and I would love it for you to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos about Japan, about cruising, travel hacking, and so much more. I hope to see you on the next one, and now let's get back to the video. The next free thing that you can do is in Shinjuku, and I feel like if you are a fan, you probably know, but you can see Godzilla in Shinjuku. I think Godzilla even has its own street. When you go through this street, at the end, you will see the Hotel Gracery, I think that's what it's called. And on top of the hotel, you'll see the head of Godzilla looking down at Shinjuku and its people. And I think they do kind of have a little show where Godzilla's eyes will light up and then it will spew whatever it spews. Usually, I forgot what it's called. I believe the little show that they have is either every hour or every 15 minutes or something. It is free to take a look at it from the street, but I also want to say that if you go up to the 6th floor of the hotel, there is a cafe, a Godzilla cafe, I want to say, and you can actually maybe buy a coffee or a pastry or something, sit there to watch the Godzilla show a little bit more closer than if you were just watching it from the street. But I highly recommend, if you are a fan of Godzilla, make sure you go walk through that street and take a lot of pictures and videos from the street level, because I still think it was pretty cool. The next thing that you can do technically for free is window shopping in Shibuya. When I went to Shibuya, it was only the last few hours of my first full day in Japan, so I feel like I didn't really get to window shop a lot, because if you look at the map of Shibuya, there are just so many department stores, so many clothing stores, so many like souvenir shops that you can go to, and again, you can go in and out and check out the stuff that they have in there. So if you want to just maybe window shop, I don't know if anybody can just window shop in Japan, to be honest with you, because I don't think I can. But you can definitely go to Shibuya and walk through all of the streets around the area and find a lot of stores that you can go to. You can definitely people watch on the Shibuya crossing. I feel like that is the one thing that people would probably will do when they are in Tokyo. You can definitely go through the Shibuya crossing on your own, or even watch it from some of the tall buildings around Shibuya, and you get to experience that for free, obviously. Some people just like to cross multiple times, which I think that's what I did as well. But just be careful, there are probably thousands of people whenever the light turns green, but you can definitely do that for free as well in Shibuya. If you don't know, there's this famous story of a dog named Hachi, whose owner actually unfortunately passed away, but the dog was still super loyal to the owner. The dog was always waiting for the owner's train, I think in or around the Shinjuku station area. So after Hachi passed away, they commemorated his memory and legacy of being super loyal to his owner with a big statue in Shinjuku. So if you are a fan of the movie, I think there's a book as well, or just a fan of the whole story in general, you can take a picture with Hachi in Shibuya for free. I feel like there are so many other things that you can do for free in Tokyo, so make sure if I miss anything, I feel like I do miss a lot, leave them in the comment below, inspire us on what to do for free in Tokyo, because going to Japan could be pretty expensive for a lot of people, and if we can save some money by doing free things around Tokyo, that would be helpful. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch more videos about how I planned my very first trip to Japan, make sure to check out these videos that you see on your screen.